morning. I'm back again to share another experience with you. I'm sure all of you have gone to the theater, gone to the movies, attended a seminar, attended a conference. Now, barring a theater, theater, conferences, and seminars, they have a certain structure where you have the organizers, you may have a chief guest, you may have a guest speaker, and so on and so forth. So it's a very structured thing, and it goes according to a certain timeline. And at the end, which is equally crucial as the beginning, you have the vote of thanks, you have people being facilitated, etc., etc. Question is, at that time, especially at the end, now what I have noticed, and again I speak from experience, that if a function is too long, now you have different people sitting there with different mindset, they carry different baggages or no baggages in their mind, but energy levels tend to dip when the session is too long. Session is too long, the subject is dry, there are no frequent breaks, there's no positive energy or revitalized energy being pumped in by the speaker or something in the environment, then the mind tends to get a little slow and then phase out, literally disconnect. And then there are some people who get so low that they can't stand sitting in that environment. They need to get up and get out. It's like getting a breath of fresh air, go out and smoke, get a drink, and just wait outside till the whole function is over. And that's a little sad. So very recently I attended something like that, a facilitation for an inter-university competition, very nicely done, beautifully organized and carried out. The felicitation session itself was not very long, which was good, but despite that, the youngsters, the youth, along with the faculty, I was very surprised to see that though they knew that the function was coming to an end, they started getting up and walking out after they got their respective prizes. And I was surprised that nobody was stopping them or asking them to sit down, wait for the entire function to finish, and then the organizer or the MC tells them, okay, thank you very much for coming. You may now move out of the auditorium and head for some tea or whatever it is. They just took their prize, danced a jig, celebrated and moved out. And there were a couple of more items left on the agenda, group photographs of the organizing committee, of the volunteers, and these are important things, and you need to respect these people also and give them their due credit and accolation. But the theater was getting empty. There were hardly a couple of people sitting there. So who's going to clap for them, in short? And what kind of respect are you giving? The point what I'm trying to make here is this, friends. Unfortunately, this education is not given to the youngsters in schools or colleges. It is by rule of stick. But they're not educated as to what courtesy and decency means in these kind of situations as well. You may be the star performer on stage, did very well on stage, your theater, your skit went off very well, you performed beautifully, whether it was dance or music or singing or whatever it may be. But the fact of the matter is, you got your adulation. What about those people who set up the whole show, who work tirelessly, day in and day out, organizing things, making sure you as a participant are comfortable, making sure food, water, hospitality is taken care of. They too are artists performing in their own way. But do we acknowledge them? Do we give them their due respect? And that due respect is by just staying in the hall till everything is finished and you are told specifically that is the end of the show and you may step out. What I saw recently was heartbreaking. It was very, very sad. One, it reflected a lot on the individuals, and most importantly, it reflected on the institution. Is the institution giving them this vital input and knowledge, which is very, very important, which tells the youth is not about them all the time. There are others who exist also. And human courtesy, basic human courtesy and manners dictate and demand that if you ask for respect, you need to give it back. As I always say, respect has to be earned, it cannot be forced. So I leave you with this thought, friends. If you see such behavior, or you are a coach, a teacher, or faculty, or anything, is this something that you will talk about to your students, to your associates, to the juniors at work? That you may not win prizes, but the fact that you are sitting in that auditorium means you are important. 1. 2. You are there to encourage people. Because remember, you too require encouragement in your day-to-day living, and especially when you are performing. There is no human being who doesn't want encouragement. It's a part and parcel of our growth and part and parcel of our life. So if you expect appreciation and encouragement, don't you think others require it too? And which is the best way to do that? Just sit there in the auditorium with a smile, with a calm and peace on your face, and see the whole show through. It's not a question of whether you like it or not. Whatever it is, someone has put in the hard work and someone has put up the show. They need a little encouragement and adulation. What do you think? Have a lovely day.